everybody. Welcome back to the Semi-Professional Academic Podcast. We are back and better than before in season 2. And as always, I am your host with the most crumble cookie points in my account, Jacob Watts. And joining me today is the hilarious, the kind, iconic, literal hair goals, Louis Holbrook, joining me on the podcast. Louis, welcome.
Hello, thank you. It's a really warm welcome, actually, season 2 over here.
I know, and people thought we weren't going to make it. It was me. I thought we weren't going to make it.
I thought you were gonna make it, if it says anything.
Thank you. I'm glad one of us had faith in this. But no,
I am beefing with you, Sir Jacob Watts. It could take an entire second season for you to invite me to do this, and you didn't invite me. Everyone, I want you to know that I invited myself to this podcast.
I want you to know Louis didn't wish me even happy birthday. What makes you think I want to invite you on my podcast?
That's valid. This is a real moment. This is a real moment. The internet gets to observe. I love that. So, for those who've never met Jacob Watts or I, if you've met us individually, you don't know what we're like together. Like you have to have seen the two of us in a room at the same time.
I fully will tell everybody that when Louis and I are in the room together, that room is never the same. It's either rearranged, redecorated, or damaged. One of the three.
Yes, bars don't kick us out. They just close down after we leave.
Yeah, they're like, okay, bye. I love it though, because, and again, like for those who don't know, Louis and I are I would say we're very outgoing people, I think.
Audacious.
Audacious. I like that. I wouldn't describe I would have described this as iconic, but audacious is also fitting.
I don't know if I know what audacious like truly means. I just kind of know its vibe.
Honestly, so real.
Semi-professional academic podcast. In all honesty, I'm an English minor. I literally don't know how to read or write.
Wait, no, I'm an English minor too. Oh my gosh.
Who was it most of your classes with?
Dr. Eden.
Oh, I don't know if I had an Eden class.
You're missing out. I loved her so much. She was so iconic. I went to Ireland with her, and that whole trip was like buffoonery and a half, like for so many other reasons. But I remember we were getting off the plane, and we were the last two getting off. She goes, "Is it just us two, Jacob?" I was like, "Yeah." And keep in mind, I'm a sophomore. I'm 18. I don't know what I'm doing. And she goes, "It's okay. We're the best ones." And then she strutted off the airplane with her bag, and I'm just like,
yeah,
this is a woman of class, poise, intelligence, who knows what she's doing. Like everything I ever wanted to be.
So in your opinion, what made like professors good or bad in college then? If Eden was like the chefing kissing, who was meh?
Oh my gosh. Okay, so this is such a good question. I've never been asked this before, and I want you to answer this after I get done. But I think for me, I need professors who will be patient with me because my ADD brain like cannot comprehend everything at once. Like it takes me a second to like really realize it. And I love professors who take time in that and like really nurture their students, because there's certain professors who I've seen it everywhere. It's not just a school problem, it's like a whole wide problem where professors will only invest in like one or two people right off the bat and then dismiss everyone else. And I hate that. And I've been on both ends of it. I've been the one that's been invested in, and I've been one that's cast off to the side. And 9 times out of 10, it's the people who are cast off to the side and not really invested are the ones that do better in the class and have a better comprehension of the class material and all that stuff. And it just kills me that there are students trying that hard to kind of be nurtured and noticed by their professors, and they're just not doing that.
Yeah, especially in like a grad or senior level type of school where your professors not only are the people who are dispensing knowledge to you, but are the people who connect you to opportunities. Like you need someone who is going to invest in you. And if you only have two mentors in a collegiate setting, that's a lot of adults to be connected to in a collegiate setting. And if both of those people just decided that they weren't gonna, be in your corner, then that sucks. That's tough.
Literally. And I speak about this, and like, this is no tea, no shade. This is just facts. I remember one time I had an advisor who, like, I was kind of one of their go-to people. Like, I was in their lab, and I remember I was after hours working on a lab experiment, and they had to kick me out of the lab to vote for an award, and then I had to come back to my name on the board receiving no votes, not even in votes for any of the professors, even the professor that I was staying late working for.
Yeah. And
So
it's not like this was a project you did. Like you were a very noteworthy student. You seemed studious.
I mean, like, yeah, but see, it's not even that. I feel like a lot of times professors will just like, not all. Again, this is not a call out to anyone. This is just like from experience, as on here, because take it up with my manager. I hate that sometimes some professors will only invest in like the top 2 or 3 students in the class that are doing well, when there's students who are pulling like B plus, B averages, who are killing it and like really passionate about the things, and then just not. But the professor's like, "Oh, you don't have an A in this class. I'm sorry. Like, bye."
Or the kids who are like working their tail off and they're just not getting met on the other end of that.
Literally. And like, Louis, I kind of want to talk about this, and like we'll go a little bit into it later when we give a little bit more people about the. Actually, I scratched
I
that.
feel like we didn't even introduce ourselves. We didn't even finish introducing ourselves.
We really did not. So
Ah,
pause and rewind. This is where it goes. So those of you who don't know Louis Holbrook, or actually have not had the privilege of knowing Louis Holbrook, I was introduced to Louis Holbrook when I was 19. I was 19 in undergrad, and that sounds so awful. That was like 5 years ago. I truly, truly adore Louis. He's fantastic. He's funny. He's hardworking, and just it. You are like the color yellow personified. You know what I mean?
thank you.
Like very warm and like welcoming. Like no one's ever been
Also,
alarmed by yellow. You know what I mean?
yes, the monarchs do. Like the animal kingdom, yellow usually kind of is like I might be poisoned, but not for us, not for people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I meant people.
Mr. Biology.
I love how Louis tries to read me on biology after he tried to read me for not inviting him onto the podcast first.
And you were just saying all of these really nice things about me. I'm like, oh well, actually, yellow's kind of a dangerous color.
Yeah. So sorry if you're an animal, maybe Louis scares you. I don't know. But Louis, for the people who have not had a chance to get to know you, can you kind of like give us a little bit of like intro about yourself, like where you're from, like all that kind of thing?
I think, given that this is the semi-professional academic podcast, I can kind of give my LinkedIn background, and that would make sense, right?
Heard. Also the
Okay.
private Snapchat story. Intro. Like we do it all here. We're verse.
Yes, we are. And so, on that note, I work for a nonprofit right now, and everyone that I work with is like incredibly intelligent and have some of the like most interesting degrees and like lived and worked experiences. Uh, I will not sell myself short, but definitely don't have like those troves of joy to share. I went to Hanover College with Jacob Watts here, studied a combination of sociology, economics, and English. I was really involved for a period of time at Hanover, and then like the literal world ended, and I quit a lot of clubs. So, uh, and then I think I always enjoyed learning, but I did not enjoy schooling. And I think that makes a lot of sense with like my personality. I don't do super well with being told rules, I guess.
Okay, and not to cut you off, but I really want to dive into that because that is such a true thing. Like I tell people all the time, I love learning. I love diving into new things, like getting more information. But and Louis, completely feel free to disagree with this, but like I feel like a lot of times education, it's not really about learning. It's like, well, it's great that you learned this, but you really needed to know that by Friday, so kind of pointless now, and I hate that.
Yes, I think school is definitely much more about performance. How
Mm.
well are you able to conduct a series of tasks to achieve a desired outcome? And I think that's very valuable. But I think a lot of like our education system is not about learning and it's about performing.
See, this is why I love Louis. He just takes takes the thoughts that I have and puts them more eloquently than I ever could imagine in my entire life of me saying. Because for someone who has 3 degrees, I'm so fucking stupid.
Uh, but
Um,
you're really doing something, aren't you?
you know what? I'm not gonna lie. I feel like a lot of times within academia and education, you're just making it up as you go along.
Oh my gosh. Uh, yes, no one knows anything anywhere ever. And that is the truest thing I know. Like the brilliant people who are making decisions for like global public health, they're really well informed and I'm sure they're qualified. However, they're still just swinging from the hips. Like none of us, ain't nobody got a clue, man.
Literally. And I'll chime in on this. When I was interviewing for my PhD, like they would like go around and have you meet with 5 billion people. That's a whole other issue in itself, but that's another video. Um,
Uh,
but one of the questions that I asked was because in graduate school, and this is the thing that I've learned like going from undergrad to grad school, undergrad, you're usually around people at like the same age as you, give or take 2 or 3 years. So you feel very like on the same level. But then you go to like graduate school where you could have people who are 5, 10, 15, 20, sometimes older than you. So you have all these like varying different experiences. Some people have better conceptualized ideas about what they want to do. And I don't want to say, and that's not bad. I'm not saying that at all. But like it kind of eats at you when they just had so much exposure and time to think about things that you haven't even been taught. So,
mhm.
and I even asked one of my people that I was interviewing with, I did not get this position at this school. So I don't know if this hurt me or helped me, but I asked so you guys don't have to. I said, I told him I honestly feel a little overwhelmed because I'm not exactly sure what I want to do for like my PhD dissertation. And I feel like a lot of other people do. What am I doing wrong? And I'll never forget this doctor's name. Her name was Kim. Not saying last name or because don't want to get sued or anything, but she told me if I could go back in time and tell myself when I was starting my own PhD one thing, it's that nobody has a fucking clue what they're doing ever. So for anyone out there who may be just overthinking anything, literally just breathe. Take your water, go on your hot girl walk. It's going to be fine. No one knows what they're doing. They just know how to get away with it.
Yes. And the smartest people admit when they don't know what's going on and then they try to figure it out anyway. So this is also us just justifying the fact that we're kind of little bimbos who
Very, very much so. And this is kind of off rail, but I pulled so much more when I was stupid.
mm,
When I
I
was just,
probably wanted to pull more when you were stupid too.
yeah, my standards were so low.
Yeah. I mean, we were all in college. Like it was To say the worst standards is generous. That was eye contact. Watson and I just made eye contact. That was in reference to our previous. Is that even going to be part of the show? Is that like, can we make a reference to the eye contact thing, or is that getting cut?
Oh, I'm gonna keep most of everything. I usually only cut when I like
That's
and if not, it'll make a blooper reel.
honestly just ASMR.
Could you imagine? I'd be like, "Hello, everybody. Welcome to."
That's honestly kind of good. This is a nice mic.
Oh my gosh, thank you. Thank you. I got it for like $10 on Amazon.
Maybe they want to listen to my kale mac and cheese online. Yeah.
Wait, I'm being
Uh,
so real. Nothing got nothing got it.
nothing. Well, there goes my ASMR career. Shit. Down the drain.
That might be the title of this episode. Well, there goes my ASMR career. Shit. Uh,
Honestly, I don't think I understand most ASMR. Some of it is kind of gross and scary. Pimple popping, I think people lie to themselves and pretend to enjoy that.
I don't like that. I love the like now don't take this weird, but like I love like the role plays of like where it's like doctor's office and they're using like all the utensils and stuff. So you like hear different things.
Girl, you're just too stressed. You are in a medical program at school and you're just coping. That's what that has to be.
I'm not in a medical program.
PhD, doctor, hello. That sounds scary. It sounds like you're watching like a horror movie with this
No,
guy who's not a
no,
doctor wants to surgery you.
no. It's like a like I don't know. I don't know how to say it. Like I love the cranial nerve exam things where they just show you like one of the ones that I watched last night was it was like different color glow sticks and be like, okay, is this glow stick going left or right? Is it going left or right? Good.
Oh,
Like, is this yellow or orange? Is it yellow or orange? That kind of thing.
oh yes, you had me at glow sticks.
Yeah, it's very much that. It's not like real utensils. It's like things like they would have this and be like, now is this a ball or a water bottle? Is this a ball or a water bottle? Like that kind of thing.
Okay, I thought you were like in a pretend doctor's office and they're getting out like the scalpel.
No. Like the background is a doctor's office, but then it's like everyday objects.
Oh,
Very low key, but like very calming. Because then you're like, it's maybe more chill going into doctor's office. I'm not gonna lie.
that might be part of it. Yeah, that's cool.
Um,
So
um,
we found a segue here. Do we want to take it?
yes, always go. Always feel free to interrupt me.
Okay, okay. Well, we were literally just talking about something that reminded me of spring break.
Oh God,
I at this point
was
I
it our
forget
standards?
what we said that triggered spring break to happen, but like we're here now.
Yeah.
And oh, it was glow sticks. It was the glow sticks.
Oh yes. Because we were on spring break because Louis and I were in the same fraternity, and I hate when I lead with that because like to me that's important, but like other people may say like, oh, like they were just in fraternity together, but like we were friends. Like it wasn't just like, oh, like I only know him like we were in fraternity, but like we were friends.
I also hate like saying, yeah, I was in a fraternity because I know everyone says this online, but like we were not. We were not in a fraternity. It was an entirely different experience.
Yeah. Like for frame of reference, everybody, we had a Pokemon Go group chat where we would go around on campus to like battle the gyms. We're the fraternity you go to shake ass and then go home.
Yeah, yeah. Although none of us could shake ass. We thought we could. We thought we could boogie, man.
Bitch, who is we? Who is we?
I
Who
guess
the
you're
fuck
right.
is we? Who is we?
I've been practicing. I'm going to Omaha in like a couple of weeks. It's someone's 21st birthday, so I need to be like ready to boogie, ready to dance. But we
Oh,
didn't even get to the glow sticks. Sorry, back to the glow
back to
sticks.
the glow sticks, yeah.
This is what it's like to be in a PhD program, graduated from college, and live with ADHD. This conversation is what.
It's very Louis and Jacob core.
Yes, yes. But the night that we were out on spring break and we had these glow sticks at the beach so we could like see if someone got sucked into the tide or whatever. Uh
Very safe, Louis. Good job to you. Very good job.
Thank you, thank you. Were you there the night of the shark egg?
I was.
Yeah, yeah. So I don't really remember everything that led up to it. Do you remember like what occurred before Shark Egg?
I'm being so for real. I was in another state of mind.
Hmm.
So it's hazy. I remember one time I you know what? I'm getting off topic. Continue with the before the
Yes, yes. So Watts and I were both on spring break, and it was like 1 a.m. So you can imagine what had occurred.
night
Uh,
night beach, best beach.
yes, yes. But we were just chilling in the water, and our friend Jordan gets hit by a wave and like walks out. And
Wait,
when
no, I remember this. I remember this. I remember this now.
he has
Yes.
a picture of it. It's a podcast. They can't see the picture. But he stuck his hand in his pocket, like of his swim trunks, and he pulled out this like weird black, kind of not leather texture, but like definitely not a solid thing. And it was just, it almost looked like a batarang, from Batman.
Mhm.
And it was a shark egg.
It was just so wild to me because he didn't even like go looking for it. He literally just hopped in the water and then comes out this all like perfect shark egg looking thing. And I'm just which Google what shark egg looks like. It's better than like we can describe it. But like and I was on spring break. So I was already losing my mind at the fact that we had glow sticks on the beach at 1 a.m. So the fact that we were pulling out animals from the freaking ocean, I was like, oh my God. I remember someone told me to be like, "We Steve Irwin, bitch." So I like I said that, and like
That's iconic.
that's problematic. But
This, I do believe we might want to edit this part out, but like if we keep it, we keep it. This is the same night that a lady showed us her bosoms.
so many people showed us so many things on that trip.
Oh, I only got two things, and they were both right then.
No, because remember we were at Alex's birthday, and like we got this is like a little bit messy, but while we were on spring break, one of our dear friends had her birthday. So we went to her birthday dinner. We ordered the same thing at said birthday dinner and realized that this person on a certain dating app hit both me and Louis up and sent us money for pictures.
This did happen. Interesting.
And I was bummed because Louis got $5 more than I did.
I mean, we are truly men in our bag.
Oh, 100%. I tell everyone, get that bread, get that head, then leave in that order.
Mm-hmm. And honestly, I truly think that if anything has come from like my academic and professional experiences, it is take the opportunities that come to you, not the scary ones. You know when they're scary. But like
Mm-hmm.
if someone is going to give you free dollars for something that like you post on Instagram,
Listen, the world is on fire. No one's gonna bat an eye for you sending a picture and making $50.
I'm not running for president, and if I do, bring it up. That's what I've got to say.
Literally, if you don't want people making pictures, making money off pictures, don't have a capitalist society.
And there's AI now, so like anyone could pretend to have any picture of anyone anywhere doing anything. So
Okay, I'm so glad you brought this up because I've been dying to talk about this with someone. I've seen a lot of times that like not just in academia, like I've seen certain professors, teachers do this, but also like business professionals use AI for headshots. And I'm being so for real. I will tell this to anybody to his face. I've not seen a fucking AI that actually looks like that actually looks like that person. I'm sorry. That looks hella photoshopped. You don't look that good in real life. I'm so sorry to tell you, sis. Like, if you just want to have it for shits and giggles, totally do that. Totally. You have your fun. I'm all for that. But don't put that as your profile picture and tell me that's you, because bitch, that's not you.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
Well, so I was actually just talking to someone about this, how there are different rules for people who are established and for people who aren't. And like I could never get away with having an AI photo of myself. I would be young and unprofessional, you know?
Hmm.
But someone else might be seen as like, oh, that's kind of like a funny, quirky thing that they're doing.
Literally, the double standard. Like, I was a TA for my master's and I loved it. Don't get me wrong. But there are some times where I would be constantly like, not really like spoken to, but it would be made a point that like I didn't dress up super professional for a TA. And keep in mind, I TA'd a lab. So like, but the other professors would literally wear like, and not no shade because we love this, but like jeans, shorts, and like band t-shirts.
Yeah.
Like one of my professors wore like a Metallica shirt and like black basketball shorts, which like iconic, we love. But like they're wearing that, and then I'm getting clocked because I didn't wear a collared shirt.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm also such an advocate of the idea that if you need to wear a specific set of clothes to perform a task that's not related to your safety or functionality, then the requirement is bogus. Like I've never been smarter because I put on a tie.
literally, and like don't get me wrong, like if I'm going to like a fancy dinner and I want to dress up, then like yeah, totally. But no one's going to benefit if I'm wearing dress pants, a button up shirt, and a tie in Bio 101 lab. Like no one's going to benefit from that. And that
And if they do, they're not paying attention to the right stuff.
literally, and like I serve looks all the time, but God, I'm just kidding. I say as I look like a drowned sewer rat. Um,
You
but
do certain looks when you want to, when you want to. Right
I
now, no.
tell I tell people this like when I pull up when there's like a function I plan, like a prom, a party, formal, or like the Eras tour that I went to,
Ah,
I serve looks every time.
how
But like,
was it? God.
oh my God, it was fantastic. I got my number one surprise song. We are a Taylor Swift stan podcast over here. Like
Yeah.
it was so fun because I'd never been to a concert before. And I had gone like really quiet on social media for a while. And I was like, you know what? This is gonna be my comeback. This is gonna be my comeback. It was my it was one of my most liked Instagram posts in a hot minute. And it was such a fun night. And like my social anxiety is like really bad, like when it's like crowds and crowds of people.
Yeah.
But no, it was a fantastic time. I loved it.
You'll have to send me pictures and videos. I don't have Instagram or anything anymore.
What inspired that change, if you don't mind me asking?
I literally just wanted to like reclaim some of my free time. I realized how much like brain power and physical time I was spending on stuff like that. And it was just like I have better ways to spend my time.
That's so true. And you're such a busy person, like all the time. And like not even in the sense of like, oh, I have this task to do and this task to do, this task to do. But like in the sense of like when you are not like at work or like giving energy to yourself, you're providing energy and time to the people that you care about. And that still is keeping busy, like to me.
Mhm. I am a very uh active person. Yes. Like
Agree. Yeah, that's what I mean. That's what I mean. I'm sorry. Busy just sounds so.
no, it is a type of busy for sure. And I definitely like was busy for a while. Like I did have a bunch of things to do. And then I realized that wasn't as fun as I thought it was.
Literally, literally me. Like, and Louis, you can attest to this because we ran in like pretty similar circles, like on our involvement and stuff. But I remember in undergrad, by the time my senior year, keep in mind this was during a global pandemic.
Yeah.
I was in a fraternity, I was in research, I had 3 on-campus jobs, an off-campus job. I was in 4 different clubs and still taking a full-time schedule. And when I moved from undergrad to grad school, I only had my schoolwork and like 1 club that I was in. And I realized I was so much happier when I wasn't just overloading my schedule.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Is that like, have you found that to be true? Like, since you've like kind of like gave yourself permission to not take everything on?
Yes, I think I just have become a lot more intentional about the types of things that I take on. I
Mhm.
was doing a lot of stuff that other people wanted or needed me to do, and that type of busy is very stressful.
Mhm.
But I like to be like really stimulated. I need to be. So I don't mind having something to do at 6, something to do at 8, and then something to do at like 10, you know?
Yeah.
But it's just the fact that like I get to choose those things that I've started to enjoy a lot more.
Mhm.
And recognizing the like value and work of things that aren't super diligent.
Mhm.
In school, I felt like I was wasting my time if I wasn't like studying a classical novel. But like now I understand that there's a lot of value in reading like a graphic novel, you know?
Yeah. I yeah. I definitely want to talk more into that, but the Zoom's about to end, so take a break and I'll resend you like the second link, okay?
Okay, okay. I've not given you any updates. I just moved into a house.
A house?
It's not mine. I'm renting. Me and a guy that I work with. His name is Pete. He went to Wabash. He's pretty cool.
Nice.
Uh, we just moved in together, so
How's that going?
good. We both have dogs, and that's the only thing that like is difficult. And there's one bathroom, but like he's really chill. Our schedules line up pretty well. We knew each other before like we were gonna be roommates, which was yes, definitely do that.
Definitely do that. I say this as if I had a bad experience. I didn't. My freshman roommate Dayon, I had a great time living with him. And then I agreed to live with Cole and Nick, 2 of our other friends who are also in our fraternity.
That
Was
was
that
a fun room. That was a fun room.
it was. And I tell everyone this all the time. Like Cole and Nick are 2 of the objectively most fun people I ever met. And it killed me that like more people did not know that. Like like everyone in house knew that, but like
Yeah.
no, like the entire campus should know how fun these 2 are. Like they're so fun.
The entire campus should have known a lot of things about a lot of those guys, honestly.
Facts. Don't mind me eating my crumble cookies while I'm
Yeah, so the crumble cookie points, how many points do you have? That was legit.
No, this is like my second time ever going to crumble. But like,
Said
okay,
word.
yeah. So for everyone who does not know, I grew up in a very, very small town. Like the nearest Walmart was a 20-minute drive. And so now I'm in a big city. I'm a city girl. Now I'm just taking full advantage of it. Like I went and bought a gallon of Cane's sweet tea. Why? Because I can.
What, sweet tea?
Of Cane's sweet tea.
Oh, canes. You're talking about the nectar of the gods.
It's so fire.
I have a confession.
What's that confession?
Are you aware of my Zaxby's desires?
I don't think I am, but please tell us. This is
No, no. Well, I have a allegiance to the fast food chain Zaxby's.
Mhm.
It's typically in the South, and it's basically Buffalo Wild Wings and Chick-fil-A had a baby. But I think Cane's is better, and that's really upsetting to me.
Mm-hmm.
I lived like half a mile from McCain's. Similar situation to Watts. Grew up in a bunch of different small towns, or at least in the country part of a bigger town.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, didn't have DoorDash. Love DoorDash. I do it just for fun. I don't. I could drive there,
It tastes better when you don't have to do anything. I'm sorry, it just does.
and
But
that's just a fact. It's not DiGiorno. It is delivery.
it is delivery.
Someone else put it in the fridge for me.
Oh, literally. Like when I was in Illinois, I was going out with this guy that we just really weren't vibing. Like we wanted different things. And he was really sweet and I enjoyed our time together, but like long term it wasn't really gonna go anywhere.
Yeah.
And I went to his house multiple times to break things off. And when I tell him I was on my way coming, I think he knew I was kept trying to break things off because somehow magically my favorite food would be in the fridge from said restaurants.
It's hilarious though that this means it worked on you several times.
Oh yeah, I fold so hard. It's so bad because like I really tried. I really tried because we just wanted different things. And I knew long term this like wasn't gonna work. And it wasn't like a real serious thing. We had went on like we were chilling, but like we were like cool with where it was at, you know what I mean? Like
Yes, yes.
I want to stress, like this makes me sound like I'm fucking Jabba the Hutt. We're like, feed me. But like
No, you were just pampered by Chris. You're used to it.
I'm so you I when listen, we had Louis and I had the best chef.
A beautiful man named Chris, day in and day out, would put his bussy on the grill and feed us this delicious, crispy sauce.
The God sauce, his ranch is still to this day the best ranch I've ever had.
He grew ghost peppers or Carolina Reapers, I don't know, in
Both
our and so he could make sauce the day of.
made us a beer cheese fountain tower
There was a day that we had steak, shrimp, and chicken at the same time.
and lobster.
Oh my god, I forgot.
Yeah, and I fucking love lobster because I just one thing about me is I'm gonna get me some lobster. It's just the thing. I don't care. I don't give a shit. Like I'm gonna get me some. I got lobster from Walmart. They had a sale, two for $14.
Alive.
No, frozen, frozen in the box. And listen, I grew up on butter noodles, and this makes me sound like I grew up like on the fucking street. Like I was okay, but like I grew up on like butter noodles, toast. Like I'm not like a bougie bitch, but like a lobster and be like, give me the clarified butter. Don't do that. Steam it for 40 minutes, not 35. And it's like I become a diva. And Chris made it correct every time. And here's the thing. I like steak, and Chris always would serve steak and lobster together.
Yes.
And after I get a steak, I'm good. And we had leftover steak one time, and Chris gave me another one. I was like, sure. And they go, I forget, I think it was Cole. It's like, hey, Jacob, I'll give you my two lobster tails for your steak. And keep in mind, I already had a steak at this point, but I already ate my lobster. So I was like, yeah, sure. And then people were like, hey, I don't like lobster. Do you want this? I ended that day getting 7 lobsters.
Did you consume 7 lobsters in a day?
I did. Like, fuck yeah. Fuck yeah, I did. This was also when I was like 320 pounds. So like I could eat a lot more.
I would have never have possibly imagined you were 320 pounds.
Oh yeah, I was.
You're a skinny legend at this point.
I'm literally not. I'm still 250.
Still, I think that is a significant like health improvement that is cool to recognize.
Oh yeah, went and got my blood work done after I graduated college, and they literally said, "Yikes!" I know who it was. Like my doctor, they were like, "What is going on?" But we're fine now. We're fine now.
Yes, yes, that is good. I'm just realizing the fact that like I am probably in a pretty similar boat.
Yeah.
So that's a thing to talk about. Uh how like difficult it is. Oh no, this was a question I wanted to ask you. What's something that was surprisingly difficult about independent lifestyle? I can start since like I clearly have like a thing to think about.
Please do. Please do. I feel like I'm a horrible interviewer because I'm just the one answering questions.
No, I just love to talk.
Me too, girl. So go ahead. Go ahead.
Um, so doing the dishes is really hard. My dishwasher broke. I lived in a supposedly bougie apartment for what I was paying. It was nice. I felt very safe. Things were clean. So, like, I am thankful. Yes, appreciate it. But it was too expensive. And
Yeah.
my dishwasher didn't work 9 of the 11 months that I lived there. So I'm kind of pissed. But
Valid.
doing the dishes was really, really hard.
No. When I was in Illinois, I didn't have a dishwasher in my apartment.
Yeah.
So I had to wash every single fucking dish I ever used for 2 years.
I just stopped cooking. Like I did like my solution at some point was to just not eat or fast food.
Fast food. But my money, that was low-key a diet hack because my money could not afford to eat every day out. I was like skinny legend.
I've been fortunate that I like can afford these things. It's just like it wasn't happening.
And
Adult logistics are hard. It's hard to go grocery shopping and know what I not only will want on a Wednesday, on a Sunday night,
Mhm.
I will need to know if I will feel like cooking. I will need to know if I feel like cooking a lot. Like it's just so hard.
No, literally. That's why, like, I'm not gonna. I'm gonna reword how I'm gonna say this, but like, that's why I try to do my grocery shopping like during the week, so that way, like, I'm already in that frame of mind. Like, I don't have a lot of time, so I know like what sounds good to me, like when I'm rushed,
Yes.
and then I'll get something to make that like has a lot of time for like the weekends. And if I like, and I'll make it like on Saturday, and if I like it, then I'll batch cook it on Sunday so I can have it throughout the week.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because that is so true. Like, I don't know, have you ever gotten like mad at yourself, be like, why the hell did I buy this?
Honestly, usually with clothes,
Mhm.
I buy things at Goodwill. I'm not like a trend fashion cycler, but I
Yeah.
do just have too many clothes, and I always think that it's gonna look really cool, and then I wear it, and I don't feel cool. I don't. I feel very uncool, and then I never wear it in public.
I feel that. That's why like a lot of times I either wear like t-shirt and shorts or dress clothes because that kind of like casual, cool aesthetic, I just can't pull off because like I hate the way my body looks in it all the time. And it just doesn't, I feel like it doesn't look right on me.
I know, and I'm sure it does. I'm sure it looks great. Like I haven't seen you dressed like that very often, but like I'm sure you could. But it sucks that we live in like this conditioned lifestyle that like there are things that are and aren't for us or are and aren't for our bodies. Like I do the same thing all the time. In the gym, I'm like, I can't wear the gym shark type of stuff because I'm not big enough, you know?
Mhm.
Like it's always something. And I think we've just been pitted against ourselves and each other by companies who want our money.
Literally. And like, I don't know. And I'm much healthier now, but like I've always been like a bigger person. Like, I mean, I was I was 5'7" when I was 11 years old. Like I was never small ever.
Yeah, yeah.
So like I don't know, like constantly growing up with that, like having to like wear certain things, and I had size men's 8 shoe when I was in second grade, so I didn't get to wear like any of the cool sneakers or anything. So anytime I think like I see something cool, I was like, oh, I can't wear this. Like this is not
Yeah.
for me, and I hate that. I hate that so much.
You didn't get light up shoes.
I was in tears about this all the time because do you remember like the twinkled like toes like Skechers like you would like you know what I mean?
Yes.
I
Yes.
when you're 7 and you have tennis shoes that could light up, like that's all you want. That is all you want. And all my friends had it, but I was wearing size men's 6s.
And they don't glow.
They don't glow. I remember like my mom took me to like 10 different department stores, and like my mom was a saint for this. She drove me all over Indiana, even looked online. They wouldn't even make it custom, and I'm so upset.
Yeah. Not even custom. Well,
No.
now there's shoe people galore on Instagram. They can make you shoes. They just be like $600.
Oh yeah, I know. Like
You a doctor, doctor money.
Doctor Money. Oh my,
They can't see this on the podcast, but I was throwing money, throwing money.
I tell people all the time we are going to be the best visuals for a audio only podcast. Like the word is coming.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
But
ASMR. Maybe the career is still intact. I don't know. Is that ASMR?
I think I don't know.
Yes, to
Yeah.
provide a visual experience through an auditory medium.
Serve cunt. House down boots. It's like oh my gosh. That is one thing that I want to talk about though. Like,
Cunt? You want to talk about cunt?
I mean serving cunt, you know what I mean?
Serving cunt. Yes, cuntalicious.
Uh-huh.
I I could never. I could never. I've never cuntalicious, but I've seen you do it, Wads.
Oh, you think so?
Yes, when you pull out that like I don't know if sparkly is the right word, but for lack of a better word, sparkly jacket that you wear. And
Yeah.
I think you have a very interesting pair of loafers, if I remember correctly.
Oh yeah.
Uh-huh. Dripped out on cunt. Put it in a platter.
I I want you to know that whole outfit cost me $50.
From
All this is gonna sound bad, but I have to get through Amazon because I wear a size 13 shoe, and
yeah.
thrifting 13 shoes is so hard. It's hard
No,
enough
I
to find them in the store.
all the time. All the time I'd be Amazoning.
Yeah. So I got them and I still have them. I wear them all the time. The pants was $10. So the shoes, I'm not including the shoes. The shoes themselves were $40. The jacket was 20. The t-shirt I wore was 10, and then the pants I wore was 10.
Yeah.
Which is
I'd
those
bug you for it.
what?
I would beat you up and steal your clothes. I would do that.
Oh, they would fall off you. They were falling off me.
For as good of friends as we are and a similar taste as we have, it's sad that we cannot share clothes.
I know. You could probably wear mine though. Like the oversized look is like really in now. I feel like you would serve.
Yeah. It would just be like my arms would be very short.
I don't know because it was long. Like I had to like bunch it up.
Yeah, yeah.
So it might. I don't know.
I'm also literally actively looking at the status of an Amazon order right now because I think it was supposed to have came today.
Oof. Louis, that's something like we kind of danced around it a little bit, but like you talked about like being like more intent with like your energy and your time.
Yeah.
And
Trying, trying,
and I know
trying.
that yeah, and I know that's a process that we're all kind of working on. But do you think that like since leaving undergrad, that has been easier or harder for you to do?
It has been easier for me to make authentically unique decisions. It
Hmm.
has been more difficult for me to do interesting things at a level of frequency. And I think like I just don't have the motivation or I haven't practiced working towards being motivated to do things as frequently as I did in undergrad. And I think I would like to do things as often as I did. I would just like them to be the things that I want to do.
Hmm.
But I feel like I don't know what that is, and it's really scary to try something.
That's so true. It's so scary to try new things. Like really.
Yes, because you have to enter you typically have to enter a space where people are already experts in a subject. So you will inherently feel ostracized when you want to try something new. And like that sucks. It sucks.
Now, that's why I hate going to the gym.
Yes. And I I only not only, but like I so empathize and I sympathize with all people who have like stress and negative experiences in the gym. I have been an athlete for honestly like 15 years. But I did varsity sports all through high school and I swam in college and was like the captain of the swim team. And I've been coached and trained in a gym by many professionals. I feel out of place. I feel uncomfortable. I feel stressed, and I don't go. I don't go if I'm not mandated by like a regiment, because I feel so out of place and I feel so scared that I'm not performing at like whatever standard will make me seem masculine in the moment.
Literally. And like as a queer person already, I don't feel welcome in that space because like and I know like women are in the gym and like non-binary people are, but I associate the gym so much with masculinity in my own mind because that's just kind of like the image like I was fed over and over again. And like as a queer man, I don't really fit a lot of those same standards. So I already feel out of place combined with the fact that I am a bigger person. Like it's just
Yeah,
brain
yeah.
cannot compute it. And I was literally a varsity athlete, high school. I played tennis in college. Like it's not like I've never been inside a gym before.
No. And I agree with that, and I don't want to like invalidate it, but I am sometimes surprised, very pleasantly so, about how maybe I might be like outdated with how I view that.
Mhm.
Or there might be like a level of like reclaiming going on because the gym that I go to is very fruity.
That see, that's the thing. I feel like the gym is either the a very straight or a very gay place. There's no in between.
Yes, and it depends on the hour.
That is so real. When do you think is the gayest time to work out?
Depends on the day. Usually like 7:30 to 8 in the sauna because
I was gonna say the exact same fucking time.
people get off work and they work out from 5 to 7.
Mm-hmm.
You linger.
You
You
linger
linger until 7:30
for the
if
sun. If you know, you know, and if you don't know, you don't need to know.
we're saying a lot. This is good. This is a good content. People better enjoy this conversation that we're having.
I know, I know. It's so this is what I love so much about this is like I love not being so focused on academics that like we ignore the person. So I feel like so much in time it's like academics like this must be my whole life. And that's just not true.
Yeah. Well, I mean, some people do love it. I think I work with some people who just love it. Like,
Yeah. I'm not
are
talking about them. I'm talking about the people that think they have to make it their whole life.
yes, yes. It's
And then
really easy to because you get a score and it says you're good at something.
Mhm.
When I lost that, when I did not have that, I
Mhm.
was it was hard. It was a struggle. And you search for validation in a lot of other ways. But like I think you need to recognize at some point that you can't stake your emotions on it. You can't stake other people's well-being on it. Like it's just not worth that.
Yeah, you have to I tell people this all the time. Like you really have to build up your internal validation and your own self-esteem from that because I recognize this a lot that like part of the reason why I loved academia is that I loved getting external validation. You do well, you get an A, you get a good job, and you feel like you matter. And like you matter regardless of like what you do. But
Yeah.
like I feel like it's very easy, like especially since we were kids, we were ingrained with that. Be like, oh, if I get an A, that means I'm really good.
Yes.
And like
Yes.
you were good before. You don't need that.
No. Like once again though, it is just something specific and measurable to point to. And that's why I think sports are really nice too. Specific outcome. So
Mhm.
I guess I can kind of talk about like we can get a little-ish professional and I can talk about some of the work that I did because I worked in an environment that was very ambiguous and there were no finish lines, there was no hooray, it worked. There was always just what is the next phase.
Oh,
And
and how's
it's
that?
it's really challenging. It's really challenging to know that you're on the right track and that what you're doing is working. So you have to build like metrics in to look at that. But yeah, so when I graduated, I went to South Bend and I started working in civic innovation. And I worked for a nonprofit in kind of a consulting type of way.
Mhm.
And I was paired with 3 or 4 different organizations in the region, and I was helping them perform innovative tasks whether it was onboarding a new technology, or it was just like starting a nonprofit outright. And the amount of times that I would leave a meeting and I would want someone to tell me I did it right or I did a good job, like that's not a type of validation that you get or need in the professional world.
Mm-hmm.
But there was no one telling me you got an A, good job. And I didn't know what to do with that. And I got really, really stressed and really, really anxious.
Mm-hmm. I think, yeah, I totally get that. Like, and I wish more companies did a good job, but like, that makes it sound like I'm hating on companies. I'm not, but like, just showing like gratitude and thank you and thanks to your workers. And this kind of goes back to like my professors again, like only taking interest in like maybe one or two and leaving the rest out. I mean, you don't need to be like congratulating them every time they open a door correctly by any means. But like the occasional like head nod and be like, oh my gosh, like good work, like you're killing it. Like keep up the good work. Like that goes so far for so many people. Like I know it does for me. And I feel like if more professors, coworkers, bosses, employers like XYZ just did that, it'd make a much more productive and healthier environment. Like, do you think so, or do you think I'm just like too sensitive?
No, you're absolutely right. And I'm really fortunate to work in a place that is very much like that. Like when I say I probably work for the best company in the world, I think like that's probably true. Absolutely feel supported and appreciated at work. But it's just like that typically happens towards the end of a cycle of something.
Yes.
And I found myself wanting validation at every turn
Mhm.
because you have your homework assignments, you have your pop quizzes, you have, like I was used to all of those checkpoints. And in the real world, it's just kind of like tests, you know?
Yeah. I've never had anyone break it down like that. Like that's such an interesting thing to point out. And like, have you kind of like grasped kind of instead of like relying on that external like checkpoints, like have you just like been having to tell yourself like I'm doing a great job, I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. This is enough.
When you do something in quote unquote to the real world, it's all the real world. We all live in it, we all work in it. But when
Literally.
you do something that's more direct or tangible, uh, it becomes really easy to know you're doing a good job. So like I managed a cohort of interns this summer, and I would be like, "Am I doing enough? Is this all right?" And I would be like, "If there is nothing wrong, I have done everything right. Like there would be a problem if I had done something wrong.
Right.
Cool, cool. There's no problem. I didn't do anything wrong. Like that's such an easy check on like anxious thinking."
No, because I'm so glad you pointed that out because I'm a very anxious person. Like to the point to where like I second guess conversations I've had 3 or 4 years ago with like some of my best friends to this date. I'd be like, I wonder if I pissed them off on October 3rd,
Ah,
2015
in the texts, yeah.
in the text. Like that's why I keep every text. I'd be like, I'm so sorry. I full on was a bitch on this day. I'm so sorry. I think when as anxious people, you're always like trying to like wanting to get ahead of the problem. So you're always looking for one.
Yes, that's very interesting. I've never heard that like in that order before.
No, because like that's what I do. Because I so actively want to avoid having problems like in the workplace or with the people that I care about that oftentimes I look for a problem
Yeah.
so I can quote unquote fix it. Like that's how my brain works. And I'm a lot better at that, but like I feel like a lot of times it's so easier for like us to nitpick ourselves so much.
No, that's so nice to hear. That's so nice to hear because I do that all the time. I know it's self-sabotage to an extent.
Yeah.
Like I've heard that term and I get it. But it is almost like that unconscious level of it. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah. It's Nick Nick, my roommate and best friend from college. He
Oh,
said,
I was like, ugh.
yeah, he said I remember one time it was a Saturday night. I was having a great time. And he literally goes, you know what, Jacob, you'd be so much more successful if you did not have self-destructive tendencies. And I was like, I'm on my third day out here, dog. But it's so true. And like now that like I really like am not, I'm trying to like manage my anxiety a lot more.
Mm-hmm.
I don't look for problems. And this is like advice I want to tell everyone. When you're in like the quote unquote real world, which again, we all live in it, we all work in it.
Yes.
If there's a problem, people will let you know.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
It's not a big problem.
yeah. Like there's not a huge, massive problem that people wouldn't tell you about. We just need to be like kinder to ourselves a lot because we a lot of times like we're so anxious, we want to do a good job that we end up causing more problems. And we don't need to do that. We just need to do what we do and have fun. At least that's my thoughts on it.
Yes, this conversation needed to happen for a lot of reasons. I love talking to you. It's always wonderful. And this kind of like needs to be an installation that we do regularly. I love this chat.
Oh
But
my
like
gosh,
that
yes.
was such a nugget of wisdom that was really nice to have. Thank you.
Oh no, no problem. No problem. I love talking to Louis so much because I don't know what it is. It's just like again, like you're just such a welcoming aura at all times. And like it's just the some of the best conversations take place with when Louis there. Like it's just so the vibes are vibing.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. That's sweet. But like absolutely. I think that comes from having great conversation partners. And we lived in a house of people that wanted to chat. So I think Watts and I are like conditioned to be good talkers because we know that the weird person who's got nothing to say when you first meet him is probably the coolest person in the room.
Literally facts. Like no, it's getting to the point now to where someone's the first to speak to the room. I'm like, yellow flag. Like not writing off, but like cautious.
Yes, yes. I'll pay attention in an interesting way.
Yeah. Unless they're introducing like a speaker or something, then like obviously like
You
like like
talk. Okay, okay.
like context. But like, well,
Everyone who opens, all band openers are just stuck up. They're going first. Love you.
literally. Well, Louis, we're running out of time. Is there any last piece of advice you would like to give your past self or like other people in academia or like something that you found out throughout your career that really
Mhm.
would have like made an impact on you if you would have known sooner?
Find something interesting. It doesn't have to be the thing you're interested in. Like, you don't have to dedicate yourself to that, but find something interesting and run with it.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Mm-hmm.
make it your thing in every corner of your little universe, and it will find its way to you, and you will be rewarded with that. Like, I wish that I had found something I was interested in and passionate about, and then I just ran with it. Like that would have set me up for a lot of success.
Period.
Yes.
Well, Louis, we got a minute left, but thank you so much for joining me on the podcast today for our debut episode of season two.
Yes, season two. Thank you for having me. I've never been on a podcast. I appreciate you sharing this with me for
Uh,
sure.
I appreciate you coming on. This episode will probably drop in the next few weeks, so stay tuned. And yeah, of course, totally understand. But if you ever decide to get back onto Instagram, let me know and we'll shout you out on the Instagram page.
Yes, yes, absolutely.
Here. Well, we got 15 seconds left. I love you so, so, so much. Have a great rest of your night, Louis. And for all of you those home at watching, remember be a boss, be a badass bitch, be a boss ass bad bitch. Period. All right. Love y'all. Bye.